My weirdest request had to be being shitted on. And that's why it's my most expensive item on my menu. Like, if you want me to shit on you, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna judge you, but that's at least $1,000 because I have to get my body ready, information, and then you would think it's easy. Oh yeah, just squat and shit on somebody. No, it's not as easy as you may think. So it's weird, but I like the money. So yes, I will shit on you. My name is Queen Amazon. I am 34 years old. I'm from Harlem, New York, and I am a dominatrix. I became a dominatrix actually by accident. A guy inboxed me and he was just like, "You wanna see me jerk off?" And us ladies always get a guy that's always sending us some type of unsolicited penis pictures. So I just said, yeah, I'll see it, but you gotta pay me $50. And at this time, I didn't know what Cash App was, so he said, "What's your Cash App?" I had to download it. He sent me $50, and after that, I just became addicted because he kept inboxing me. Like, "You wanna see me jerk off?" And sometimes it'd be 3 to 5 times a week. And I said, wait a minute, if I could get money from him, imagine the other guys I could get money from. So I started to do research on this type of fetish and how can I expand my business. I come from highly educated people. So education was a big thing, but the women in my family are very strong. So they do not take disrespect from people at all. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. So I just learned how to be aggressive without being too overly aggressive and still be a woman. So that was because of my grandmother, my mom, and my older sisters. They taught me how to earn respect and demand respect out of people without being abrasive. My parents, grandparents do not know. I think my siblings have an idea of what I do. I'm not ashamed of what I do. It's just like some things don't need to be said. They know I have a YouTube channel. They know I talk about certain things. They really don't care. I think more so they are more afraid of the safety aspect than the actual sex work because I'm honestly not really having sex with these people. I'm just dominating them in every aspect of their lives. All of my subs are men in dominant careers. So some of them are in politics, some of them are lawyers, one of them are in the street life, but how high-powered in the street life, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I tend to get those type of guys because I feel like they are always the dominant one, all the time. So the session with me, they can lose all control and I can gain control of them. And they like that, they enjoy it. Sometimes it gets annoying when you're always in control of things. You can't be in this line of work and have low self-esteem. You're not gonna make any money because a sub will see that. He will see that you have low self-esteem. He will see that you're suffering somewhat. As a dom, my favorite type of punishment is the chastity belt. When he has to put the chastity on his penis and I hold the key. So it's like you cannot have sex, you can't jerk off, not until I said you can. So emotional support to me is important because you cannot just bring someone down, especially with humiliation. You can't just bring them down, bring them down, bring them down, and not uplift them at the same time. So, because you don't want it to go so far that they might hurt themselves or hurt anyone else. So you have to sometimes give emotional support. So say if I'm humiliating a guy and I'm saying, all these nasty things about how small his penis is. The next day, I'm gonna check up on him. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your day at work? You know, to make sure he's okay, to make sure his mindset is okay. Especially if it's his first time. Some of the healthy qualities is not taking advantage of your sub. Some women will take advantage of some of these men, especially the men that are desperate. Some of these people blackmail them on purpose because there is a kink with blackmail, but if he's not into that, don't do that. So just have a good communication with your sub, listen to his wants and his needs, and just figure out what works for the both of y'all. Social media helps me so much. A lot of my clientele comes from Twitter and my YouTube channel. So in my YouTube channel, I just talk about sex and relationships. I really don't talk about my dominatrix stuff too much. I really just talk about my dating life and how much is it a failure, basically. And I just want to share it with the world. So that intrigues people and that gets me a lot of my clientele. So how do I protect myself physically? Prior to meeting these guys, I always require a deposit. So when I do the deposit, it's through like Cash App or stuff like that, so which it has your real name. And I also ask for ID. I also have a high security. They might not know that the security is there, but the security is around. And I carry a weapon. So that's another way of me protecting myself physically. As for emotionally and mentally, I know how to separate my dominatrix life and my vanilla life. So a lot of these subs, I hate to say this, I'm not attracted to, and I'm not just talking about physically, but mentally. I like my men aggressive and dominant because I'm so used to being dominant. I want to be when I'm in a relationship, I want to be a little bit submissive. I'm still aggressive and dominant in a relationship, but I want a little bit of submissiveness from myself. So I have no problem of dividing the two. Being a black dom, it's taboo still in the black community. A lot of black people are not too sure what a dominatrix is. So when I tell people I'm a dominatrix, they automatically think I just whip old white men. That's all I do. And it's so many fetishes, so many kinks in this world, and majority of people that inbox me or contact me for a fetish don't be into whipping. They're into feet. They're into ass smothering. They end up just worshiping me in general. Or being pissed on. I don't know why people like to be pissed on, but those are some of the things that people are into. It's not bondage and stuff like that. As a black woman, the difficulties I face is for some of these subs to take me serious. So because I'm black, they automatically think I just started this. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no experience. And they try to think, sometimes these subs think I'm stupid. So if I say my price is this, they always try to say, well, Sarah or whoever, it's $100 cheaper. Well, that's not my problem. My price is my price. Her price is her price. Do not try to make me lower my price. These are my prices for my business, my experience, my skill set. So respect that. But it's very hard for women in general, especially, in my opinion, dark-skinned women in the beginning of this business. But the advantage of being a black dom is I can charge reparations. So I charge white subs more than black subs. And I have no problems of doing so. The number one negative thing I would say that people think about sex work is that everyone is having sex with all types of people and you most likely have a disease. and you have no self-esteem. It's just a list of bad things people think of. And it's just like with sex work, I already had a high confidence, but sex work made my confidence really skyrocket. It's just like all these men just like, yes, goddess, you're beautiful. And it's days that I don't feel beautiful. There's days I don't even have makeup done, my hair is not done, and they'll just say, you're so beautiful. I wish my wife looked like you. I'm like, yeah, you're right. The advice I would give a young Black woman that wants to get into this, one, do your research. Do tons of research, whether you go to Pornhub, whether you look up certain fetishes, because you gotta know what you're talking about. You don't wanna look foolish. Second, find a mentor. You're gonna need someone to guide you in some way. And three, make sure this is for you, because this might not be for you. You might see the money and say, yes. You don't make that much money in the beginning. Well, sometimes if you're like this young white female, sometimes you make money right away. But as a Black woman, we're gonna be realistic. You're not gonna make a whole bunch of money right away. It takes time, and it takes experience, and it takes the right people. So you have to be patient also.